zone.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
At their own 42-yard line.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10
at their own 42.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
They'll go again with Gibson.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And Howell will throw it.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Some good players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carried from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted out. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
That one, 28 yards on the ground.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back?
You need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well. But they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. On 1st and 10. Strong. He gets it complete to Jackson. Touchdown! Deshaun Jackson scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle.
And it's now 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, here's Gibson again. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. Here's Howell. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Haven't met a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Howell looking to throw again. He sets to fire deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Throwing on first down. Strong. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Lions 14, Commanders 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Throwing after the interception. Strong. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Finding space at the 40. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days that they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football? Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they're a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Strong. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Lions 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Looking to throw. Strong. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 28. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On 1st down, Strong. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Back to the running game with Swift. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Goes out left. It's caught by Williams. And the Lions are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
I'll tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Here's second and a yard. Gun, it's Howell.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Howell down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here.
Sly able to put this one through. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On 1st and 10. Strong. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams
with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Howell throwing on 1st down here.
And Thomas has it.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Going to throw deep for the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Howell. That's out to the flat for Gibson.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
It's Howell with another throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. It's a gain of a couple on what should be the final carry of half number 1. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
On first down, Howell. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And some space here. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. They'll be back at the 36. That second down play nets a -4.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Howell, he'll look to throw it. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. Lions are going to have it here at their own 15. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
Throwing on first down. Strong. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hawkinson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
While we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
And they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On second down, Swift. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Strong. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. First down, how to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game. And there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Being chased out left. Going to be caught downfield by Dotson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I would say just add that one to the total of big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Powell. He's able to find Melton. Shoves him aside. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 25 yards there on the catch and run. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Lions will take over possession here up at the 34. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at the 34. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Complete, it's Dodson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage here, forced the ball free, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Howell. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards and time on second down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. When you're trailing in the fourth quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take, and here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a two-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to flash together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Powell, another throw on second down. Pressure comes and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Third and long, here's Howell. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little.
Touchdown, Detroit! DeAndre Swift.